Alright, we have a game going on here. We have RavXL casting this game for you today, World War II Allied Final 1.0. We're doing May 3rd, 2017. This is the new Allied Final patch that XO made, with a couple of changes, giving the Axis a little bit of help needed, and a little bit of decreasing of the Russian tank power. All those heavy tanks that you get later in game, they're going to be going to regular tanks. Okay, so we have France going with a drop to Algiers. He's doing an Algiers hold, doing standard, defended the bunker there, with a couple of SCVs, very curiously, defending that bunker. Very interesting. Saving it, going for the fleet beacon save. Oh, he's dropping a lot. With UK, this is definitely a planned strategy. UK dropping SCVs down there. Wow, if they build a bunker and take over Africa early, could be game-changing. Could definitely add those 2 or 3 RAF. We have just an observer slot leaving, no worries, folks. Let's see what type of defense they're able to hold up. Spain did get an early dropship, so we could see some early drops here. It was able to mass his troops, so some very nice movements from Spain, from France here, going scouting with these dropships very aggressively. Not something I do as France, just because I value the lives of these dropships way too much. But you know, he does know that Spain is going to be preoccupied with the air, is baiting them out right now, going for the early CC. Yeah, trying to take the CC snipe. Are they going for the other one? No, they're. Yeah, they probably were trying to go for something, but not doing a whole lot to lose that dropship. Very, very good France take. There's nothing there. Didn't even need to send air. This is why you don't do this France strategy, because look at all these German tanks. He hasn't lost one. He's got all his BCs right set for the rush right here. Where's those BCs at? Oh, BC's going London. Again, this is why you don't do this, folks. But I have to pay attention over here. This is where the battle could be won or lost. Let's see if they get that physics play. Let's see if they knock out these bunkers. They definitely have that BC. I don't even need to look at UK. UK is going down. There's nothing around to be able to do anything about it. UK knows this is where the game's going to be won and lost. They're coming up. Taking that core would be a little bit greedy right now. They can't really do that. They did lose 1, maybe 2 ports. Okay, 1 port down, 2nd port about to go down. They do still have the important engineering workshop to get those armory upgrades for the RAF, and they do still have 1 starport in the United States and then another one over here on Crete. So they do big time value on getting this out of here. What you want to do is float it just over here and then down right above the Axis troops right here, and then right into Egypt. And then you want to generally set it up somewhere, you know, in your Allied hold territory there. That way, even if UK is taken, you still have 2 starports, which is normally all you need to be able to crank out that, you know, good 3,500, 4,000 gold money that you still are going to be collecting. UK does give you a lot, but it's your wells that give you the most amount of money. So we have just a little bit of a lull in the game right here, as Mediterranean is not going to be had yet. Again, this is a little bit early. We'll be going down in the next 0. Alright, I do like the barracks build here. You do want to be able to defend this, and only turrets are not going to be enough, because Spain is going to want to retake this. Fortification down here. Because Algiers is held, is the exact reason why you'd never build a fortification there unless there was you know, a threat from below. So maybe this might be a little too early in the game for this, especially with some of France's dropships being taken out. But I do see where he's going with that, and rightly so. There is a large group of men massing right below him. We see a lot of activity going up into Russia. Norway is going with the full brunt of his men. This is actually the lesser strategy, whereas in the early 2000s, it was very common for Norways to make 2 or 3 barracks and over the course of the game, and just supply Russia with troops and that other air force that be able to snipe a BC here and there, and then helping out in UK wherever possible. But definitely in the more flashy, higher risk, higher reward type play is making those drop ships, and everyone loves making a difference as Norway making drops, and so that's why it's definitely the dominant strategy. But there's nothing for helping out a good Russia. If you know your Russia's strong, hey, why not give them 100 extra troops for every attack? You know what that makes a strong Russia? Almost unbeatable. There you go. You win the game. Maybe it's not as flashy. Maybe Russia takes all the credit, but you win the game. Here, we do have the extra men. Extra men are helping with the flank. There we have the glut of troops. BCs probably could stay a little bit longer, as we do have German BCs over down here in Algiers. Again, very confident they can win the battle without the BCs there. But great timing on the attack. Core is going to be definitely going down. Physics was already down, but now they're looking to take these core buildings and not get flanked by this large amount of troops there. Axis don't really need to play that passive because they do have a lot of tanks. So really, if I was Russia, I would be trying to get out as many men as possible at this point, or trying to snipe, a building or two that's left. They got the tanks out. That was the important part. And the men he's just going to sacrifice, as he's going to be able to build more whenever necessary, and he's just going to try to get that last little bit of damage up on the buildings. Yeah, getting those supply depots. I know Germany starts with a lot, but if you make them have to start building supply depots to stay up in supply, you've got the Axis exactly where you want them, and that's not making the type of Axis money that Germany wants to be making. We have the Italy drop ships there, probably dropping men to try to help it, but that's just way too many French tanks and Goliaths, just way too many mechs units to be able to do anything there. They have a firm grip and have been able to sustain a German BC attack. Now with those BCs, this fleet beacon was the target. If you're going to go down there, you might as well take that fleet beacon, or there's not even worth you going down there. I know he probably killed half the army, but just really not worth it. Wasn't able. I guess they slept on the Mediterranean. Very uncharacteristic. So let's see. We have Phantom. So he hasn't been playing a whole lot, so I could see where he'd be a little bit nervous of a drop. Although seeing Superdiablo as Norway go east, you shouldn't be that worried. There is a large French army below you, but how many drop ships are there? There's not that many. They've been picked off. They've been sent off for suicide missions. Just not that realistic. But I can see you wanting to not be a hamper on your team, go defensive. Make sure to be, not that liability that's going to open up Spain to the Allies and open up that other front. So here we have an aggressive move. I like it. Germany and Italy throwing their ground men. This is not often suspected, and here with a little bit of air would have knocked out 2 BCs for sure. But that's still okay. That was not necessarily the objective. Objective is to drive deep, kill some buildings, try to go for this tax. Perfect timing at 320, by the way. This is exactly when you want to be doing an offensive, which gives you that minute and 20 seconds before the tax, and you're able to wipe out 4, 5, 6 taxes sometimes if you can drive deep enough as into Russia, and really significantly lower his ability to counter by making troops. We have a connection lost here, so it looks like Italy is unfortunately going to drop, and this might put an end to this great game. I wanted to see how this played out. Both sides had their advantages, but alas, I was disconnected. So let's see if this is still on. RavExcel out.